guys, Rob1 here, coming at you with a new Yu-Gi-Oh video, and it's time for my ban list predictions. Now, this is coming out on a Wednesday, 2 days after the 21st of January, so I'm 100% sure right now we haven't got the ban list because it's no sooner than January 21st. But I can assume this ban list will either drop either on this Friday or some point in the first 2 weeks of February. So this is my ban list predictions for the January/February formats. Seeing as we're going into the end of the month, I'm just counting January because it's there. Now, there are tons of cards in the game that do need to be hit. There are tons of cards that deserve to be hit. There are tons of cards that we need to talk about. And every card on this prediction I have put on here has a very good reason for being on here. And because of that, I feel like all of these choices have a high possibility of happening because they either don't need to be on the list or they should be on the list, or for these reasons altogether. And because of that, I do believe like this is a highly probable outcome for the ban list. So without further ado, let's get into this ban list discussion video, or my ban list predictions, because we've got quite a few cards to talk about. So for my first prediction of the ban list, for ban cards we have Yugioh Boingo, number 86, heroic champion Rongomniad. Now, we all know this card needs to go. It's creating a semi-FTKs in the game, and if you think it doesn't need to go, I think you need to go to your local health clinic, ask for the psychiatric doctor, and say, I think Yugioh shouldn't be banned. And they'll tell you, I'm prescribing you with this mental health medication. It will help you get better very quickly. Now, yes, this card needs to go, and there's very good reasons for why this card needs to go. It creates semi-FTKs, it can nuke a board, and in general, it's just unaffected by all effects and can't be destroyed by a battle. So it does need to go because of its 5 effects. Literally just say, oh, if I summon this turn 1, I win the game. And it's consistent thanks to so many decks such as Heroes, Goki, Dark Warrior, anything that can create a level 4, 2 ranked level 4 warriors and multiple level 3 monsters to put into a Gossip Shadow. And some people may say Gossip Shadow should be banned. Some people may say this, but it's not the card that needs to be banned. It does not need to be banned. Gossip Shadow is not the card that needs to be banned in any way, shape, or form. The Gossip Shadow doesn't do enough. So, first card on the ban section is Yugioh. I've talked about that long enough. Next, same reason, Gunblood Dragon creates pseudo FTKs by being able to 6-card hand loop your opponent. Both Yugioh and this card both say, oh, you're not allowed to have fun. This game isn't enjoyable. You can get the hell out. So these two cards definitely need to be hit because they're both very consistent, and they both need to be banned because you can do both their combos very consistently. One is just you can't play the game in general by normal summoning or special summoning monsters and then just nuke the board after that. And the other is just you have no hand. You have no hand. You have no hand. Alright, another card that needs to be banned is number 47, Galaxy Tomahawk. Now, the reason this card needs to be banned is because of the danger FTK sort of decks that are running around, like the Slash Draw FTK, which utilizes this to make multiple link monsters, then make a Saruja, then go from there and just continue onwards and onwards and onwards. This card in general is not really fair in the link format because if it basically on its own, it takes 2 monsters to generate 6 monsters. And any card that can generate 6 monsters and then just go ham from there is dumb. And this was one of the key cards to even generate the Dark World FTK. So there are reasons for this needing to be banned as well. So it should be banned, am I right? Anything that can generate an FTK or anything that has the potential to generate an FTK should be just knocked out the window. And Galaxy Tomahawk being that card in the link format that's able to generate 6 cards, 6 monsters to be able to go into link materials, it's not fair. It really is not fair, and it's something that should just be clipped before it's done. Plus, it will deal with all of this broken stuff with the dangers, seeing as dangers are inherently broken and this makes them even more broken. Next, Soul Charge, the only other card that needs to be banned right now. Same for as Tomahawk, it generates tons of advantage, being able to summon multiple monsters from the graveyard to then make some stupid board. Life points really don't matter anything right now, and so many decks are playing this card to be able to just draw it turn one, use it, get all your stuff back that you used to do this, and generate more advantage. So this is another card that needs to be banned as well. Soul Charge definitely needs to be banned. It shouldn't be on the list, and it should definitely be on the ban section. Being able to summon 5 monsters is not fair in any way, shape, or form. Same with Galaxy Tomahawk. That's the ban cards. Roingo needs to go. It creates a degenerate OTK/FTK. Same with Gumbler. Tomahawk generates multiple monsters, and Soul Charge generates multiple monsters for no reason, and they both need to go to stop this sort of degeneracy in the game. So those are the only ban cards I have. I feel like these do need to go. Next, now the rest of these cards, I'm saying them because I believe the game needs a little bit of a soft reset, a bit to be able to make other decks more relevant and to kind of change the format, spice it up a bit and make it different, seeing as we all know that Solomon Great isn't going to be the best deck of the format, but we know it'll be very good, so we need these hits to kind of make the game a little bit fairer for them. So starting it off, I believe Autogeist Multi-Faker needs to go to 1. I know it shouldn't go to 1. I know it really shouldn't, because it's actually quite fair for a trap deck to be around, seeing as it's the only trap deck that's actually relevant right now. But looking at everything in the deck, looking at Personal Spoofing, looking at Meliseek, looking at Faker, looking at every other Autogeist card, Faker is the card that should be hit, because if you deal with that one Faker, then the deck just loses so much power. And even if you limit spoofing or limit Meliseek, they will still be able to they will still have free Faker to do with as they please, to be able to summon multiple Siliquis from the deck, a Meliseek from the deck, be able to summon any Autogeist monster from the deck. And also if they have the spoofing, then they can just shuffle away any Autogeist card, get any of the free Multi-Faker, even if you don't draw it and you still have the potential. So I feel like Multi-Faker is the card that needs to go for this list to 1. I don't think anything else in the Autogeist deck needs to be hit, but I believe Faker is the card that deserves to go to 1 for this reason. Also will hit the consistency of the deck quite a bit. Next, I believe Kagari, Sky Striker Kagari, Sky Striker Ace Kagari needs to go to 1 as well. Sky Striker Ace Kagari is the card that basically allows you to keep resourcing your engage in the graveyard. So being able to hit the consistency of the deck to a degree that will just limit Kagari. If you limit Kagari, you take away from Kagari the power of Sky Striker, seeing as they lose the ability to recycle like their Widow Anchors, their one engage that they want to keep getting to constantly to get more searches and any other card they want. And it also forces the deck, if they want to consistently use Kagari, to play more cards like Hercules base or things that can recycle from the graveyard to then be able to play another Kagari. So I feel like Kagari going to 1 is the correct option in this just for now, because if you deal with Kagari, then you deal with all these other issues that are running around in the deck. Plus, it will slow the consistency of the deck down, and it will slow the deck down to a good degree. Next, Trickstar need to be hit. Trickstar need to be hit, and the hit that they need is Trickstar Reincarnation. This deck has been running around for too long. It's been doing so much for so long, and it does really need to get hit. The deck has been around for too long. It's been able to Droll and Reincarnation combo constantly, and Trickstar Reincarnation having the ability to just have the access to hand loop your opponent is not fair. Trickstar Reincarnation needs to be limited, it needs to be stopped, and also limiting the card and not banning the card is fairer for the deck, because it means the deck can't utilize Trap Tricks in a way to be able to just, use Trap Tricks, banish a Reincarnation, set another Reincarnation, and go from there, seeing as variants such as a Sanctum build has been running around that also uses Heavy Storm Dusters and other cards to be able to go even further. So I believe Reincarnation is a card that needs to be put to 1 in that deck, just so you can stop all of these Reincarnation Droll combos from happening as consistently as possible. And also another card that I believe that needs to go to 1, that needs to go from banned to 1, which will actually doesn't really need to be on the list anymore, is Double Iris Magician. Double Iris Magician is not a broken card anymore. With the evolution of pendulums, we've seen that stuff like Star Pendulum Graph and Time Pendulum Graph are not used as much anymore. They don't do a lot. They don't help the deck out enough because the deck uses all of these other engines to be able to access all their other plays. And because of that, it really isn't a card that is as broken as it once was. Sure, it can give a monster double attack, double damage for a battle, but just having that ability to double damage for one battle isn't enough to make the card broken, isn't enough to make the card even remotely dumb. So I believe the card should actually go to 1 again. And also, let me make Zark again. I want to summon Zark. But nonetheless, this card does not need to be on the ban list at 1, on the ban list anymore. It can go to 1, and I feel like it won't increase the deck's potential in any way, shape, or form. It might just add like 1 Time Pendulum Graph or 1 Star Pendulum Graph to some decks. And the other card that I believe that should go to 1 from ban to 1 is Construct, El Shadow Construct. Now, I don't like Shadows in any way, shape, or form. I don't like them at all. I don't enjoy them. But I believe this deck isn't as bad as it once was. This deck is no longer at the power it once was. There's so many other decks running around that are just better than it right now. There's Altergeist, there's Thunder Dragon, there's Sky Striker, there's Solomon Great coming out soon. There's so many decks coming out that this deck just doesn't care enough, just doesn't do enough as it once did. And I believe you could bring back Construct to 1 and it wouldn't really change anything in the game. So I feel like Construct going from ban to 1 is fair. Plus they did it with Stratos last list, bringing back my boy Stratos. So why not give these Shadow players the thing they want the most and give them their Shadow Construct back? It won't change the game, it won't do much, and it doesn't break the game just giving them back Construct. So Construct can go back to 1 in my opinion. That's all I have for limited cards. I believe all of these cards should be limited or brought back to 1 in some sense. Altergeist Faker, it's the best card to hit. Kagari, slow down the consistency of the deck. Reincarnation, just need to hurt that card, hurt that deck in some way, shape, or form to even further. Iris, it won't help magicians that much, and it will allow me summon Zark again. And Construct, it's not gonna help. It's not gonna make Shadows any better than they are currently. So all of these should happen as well. For semi-limited cards, though, first I have Sky Striker Engage. Yes, I say Kagari and Engage should be hit on this list. Now, this deck, the reason this deck is so dumb is the consistency in the deck, and I feel like hitting the consistency as much as possible is what needs to happen in the deck. So hitting cards like Kagari to 1 to stop them from being able to continuously recycle their cards, and hitting Engage to 2, which will slow down the consistency of the deck, will make the deck so much fairer. So if you hit Widow and Engage to 2, then the deck has less chance of drawing the Engage and being able to recycle said Engage with Kagari, and it also makes the deck a little bit fairer. It will still have all of its Widow Anchors to be able to deal with stuff like Thunder Dragons. It will still have all of its It will still have all of its other spell cards, such as Afterburner, to be able to destroy things. It will still have everything it did before. The consistency of the deck will just be lightened, and that will make the deck a little bit fairer and a little more balanced in the game. So I feel like that is the correct way to go with Strikers right now. Other cards that need to be limited: Allure of Darkness. It creates degenerate resources in Thunder Dragons, being able to just draw 2, banish a raw or a dark, and then gain a plus from that. That's not really fair in my opinion, and seeing as the deck's running more and more darks recently, the deck is just getting continuously better, so I feel like Allure should go from 3 to 2 just to balance the deck out a bit more. Gold Sarcophagus as well, being a card that says I can banish any monster from my deck and then gain either a raw effect or a dark effect or a hawk effect or a matrix effect. It does need to be hit as well, so I believe this card should be going to 2 as well, just to hurt the consistency of the Thunder Dragon deck to an extent as well. I honestly don't think they'll hit Thunder Dragon massively. I don't think they'll hit any of the main deck. I don't think they'll hit anything in the extra deck. I just believe they're going to hit the cards that help generate the resources and the consistency of the deck. So I feel like Gold Sark and Allure to 2 will balance out the deck a bit more and will make it a bit more fair. A card going from 1 to 2, I believe, will be Stratos. Heroes have done nothing this format. They've done pretty much nothing. I made a build that can make Roingo, but that deck mainly focused on Roingo itself. Stratos only helped with a single combo, which needed another card along with it. So I believe Stratos can go to 2 just fine. It's done literally nothing this format. One hero lives is irrelevant, so might as well bring Stratos back to 2 and give the deck something more as well, just to boost the power. Plus, you gave us an ulti print. You might as well give us a second print, a second copy as well. So why not? And that's all I have for semi-limited. I believe all of these cards will be semi-limited for good reasons. Like, they don't need to be hit. Like, Engage should go to 2. Allure needs to hit the consistency of Thunder Dragon, and so does Goldsock. And Stratos doesn't even need to be in the limited section because he doesn't do enough. For unlimiteds, though, I believe Luster Pendulum should go from 2 to 3. It does absolutely nothing in the game. Literally, Luster isn't even used in any Pendulum builds, so it can come from 2 to 3 very easily. And same with Ignister going from 1 to 3. Majority of Pendulum decks aren't even playing Ignister anymore. So if you're playing Pendulum, you might as well just not bother, because of Ignister isn't good enough in the deck anymore. It's not a card that's really needed, and it's a card that can definitely go from 1 to 3, seeing as it's not doing enough. But guys, that's my full ban list predictions. I believe every one of these cards has a reason to be hit or brought back or anything like that. I feel like all of these are necessary. There are other cards that could have been hit on this list that I believe could have been hit, but I don't think they will be, such as Summon Sorceress. It's only been in the TCG, in the European circuit of the TCG for a very short time, so I believe they'll leave that for at least one more list. I believe there are other cards that could be hit as well. Like, there are many cards. Like, you could hit Slash Draw just to stop that, but it's a 2 newer card. You could hit a Soul Day, but even hitting a Soul Day doesn't do enough. You just need to hit the Roingo and it will solve the problem of the sort of OTK, FTK decks that are running around. Like, there are cards you could have hit, and that, like, you could have even hit. I could have even said you could have hit limited Dark Grepher as well, because that's going to boost like Orcust, and it's also doing very well in Danger. But I feel like every card on this list is necessary. I feel like all of them are here for a reason, and I definitely believe these are cards that will be addressed on the next ban list that will hopefully be here this week instead of next month. But yeah, guys, that's just my personal thoughts and opinions. It's really good to think about this. It's really good to just come along and think about what could be hit, what could be banned. If you guys have any thoughts on my list or changes that you might make, tell me those in the comment section below, because I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on ban list cards that could be banned, limited, semi-limited, unlimited, all of that. And yeah, so hopefully you do that. Tell me your thoughts and opinions. Tell me if you think my list is trash. Tell me if you think it's good. Tell me if you think it's correct. Tell me all of that in the comment section below, and hopefully we see all of that as well. If you enjoyed this ban list prediction video, don't forget to press the like button to show that you enjoyed it. If you want to see more Yu-Gi-Oh videos from me, don't forget to press the subscription button to subscribe to my channel and get them in your subscription box. And if you want to be notified of any future Yu-Gi-Oh videos I do, or streams that I do that are normally at 8 PM UK time on Thursday afternoons, don't forget to press the notification button to be notified of those as well. But yeah, guys, hopefully Stratos goes to 2, hopefully Konami kill these FDKs, and hopefully we can have a fresh reset in the game to somewhat balance out the game and make it a little more fun and fair. But guys, that's all I have to say for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Bat1 signing out. Later, guys. Thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this video for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos. And check out the links in the description for the previous video, and the link to my Facebook page where you can see previous videos that I've posted there, and any other information that I may have posted there. I hope to see you guys next time, and thanks for watching.